What's up, everybody? I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw, yeah! And we're going back to the Fantastic Four, old school, yeah! Number 91. The Thing has been enslaved. Yes, the Thing has been captured by a Skrull, taken back to the slave planet. But who are these men? Why they look like old-fashioned gangsters? Isn't this supposed to be a Skull planet? What's going on? Well, let's get into it, shall we? Yes, Ben Grimm has been enslaved, and now he's being bought and sold to fight in the tournaments. It took a while to get this prize, and they're selling him for a high rate. I guess on this planet they kind of bring slaves in for entertainment. You know, kind of like the gladiator stuff where they go and they fight, they place bets on them. You know, they fight to the death. So, you know, basically the mob guys are working on a deal right now. One saying they could deliver Ben, one saying they got the money, you know, typical 30s gangster hoopla. Anyways, they need someone to fight that guy. And the Skrull thinks he has a perfect person. As he's going through the cells, he has to check on Ben Grimm to make sure the gas is still taking effect. So he goes, opens the cell, and there's Ben Grimm, and he is pissed, and I don't blame him. You kidnap the Thing, you're going to get slapped. Anyways, the Skrull is kind of going on and on, you know, I have you, and blah, 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 I'm a supervillain, I will sell you to the highest bidder. And of course, never, ever, ever, ever underestimate Ben Grimm. Never piss him off, and never try to make him a slave. I mean, he's already breaking through that collar, and according to the Skrull, that's made to hold a ship, like a ship's anchor. So Thing is pretty strong, and he's pretty pissed off. But of course, the Skrull has a plan B. He pulls out this control rod and blasts Thing with it and ends up knocking him out. And it's a good thing, too, because they finally arrived at the planet. And this is at the outer rim of the Skrull territory. So it's kind of like a frontier town, or a frontier planet, you could say. But yes, they hit this planet. And this is where the Fantastic Four is regrouping. They're trying to figure out what happened to Thing. That evidently he got into a car with Reed, and that was the last time anybody had seen him. So Reed is trying to figure out what's going on, which should be pretty simple for Reed to do since he's one of the smartest men in the Marvel Universe. But anyways, Thing is marching through this planet, and everybody's dressed up like a gangster, complete with newsy kids that are throwing bricks at him. And this kind of reminds me Thing of Yancey Street, because he gets no respect on Yancey Street either, and he's not getting any respect here. And that just pisses Thing off that he flew from one planet to the other just to get bricks thrown at him. So he tries to escape again. He grabs the laser beam, but this time the collar is a nerve collar, and it presses down upon him, shocking the Thing. So the Thing is in a bad situation here. He can't get out of this collar. If he tries to break it, the energy goes off. And of course, these guys are dealing with the thugs, and they're trading Thing for these things called power crystals, or power stones. Not infinity stones, power stones. Evidently, these stones are so powerful they could power a fleet of ships. Very, very valuable. High currency for Benjamin Grimm. Anyways, this is where they explain why everything looks like a 30s mobster movie. They point at that statue over there. Apparently, this man lived in the 30s, and he was a prisoner, he was a mobster. He escaped prison. He fell upon the Skrull ship thinking it was a way out. The Skrull kind of took him as a sample, and the Skrull and him got to know each other, and he got familiar with a lot of the gangster movies that were going on at the time, the 40s movies, the Cagney movies, stuff like that. And so the Skrulls actually loved it, and they adapted their society and technology to that. So it looks 30s, but it's real it's Skrull technology. Very fascinating. Anyways, you can see they have their own problems dealing with things. But of course, nothing's going to stop them from taking that slave away, taking him back to the arena. And you got to love the technology here. They're having a little scrap right now. I mean, they're literally shooting down a biplane in an old truck that's flying. I mean, that's awesome. That looks like something out of Back to the Future, and this is before Back to the Future, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, they finally get him to the base. And this big fat guy here is actually running the show. He kind of looks like Pizza the Hut. Anyways, he basically explains that they're going to train Thing. They're going to get him ready for his fight. And this weird lizard thing jumps on top of him. And Thing could have just walloped this guy right away. But the problem is the collar is zapping his strength. Even without a portion of his strength, Ben does know how to fight. Ben has fought tougher people. He knows how to scrap. So this guy is actually no problem for Ben, with or without his powers. I mean, he's having a little problem getting thrown back and forth, but in the long run, I think Thing could have outsmarted him. That's just the way Thing works. But I guess they had enough training him, and they throw him in his cell. It's kind of odd they got Straw there, but anyways, he meets his cellmate, and his cellmate says that he's getting ready. He has one purpose in life, and that is to destroy his opponent, Ben Grimm, the Thing, for he is Trogo. And Trogo must destroy the Thing. His death will justify his life. But will he be able to destroy Thing? Will Ben Grimm spill the beans and say that he is the Thing? All in all, it's a bad day for Ben Grimm. Meanwhile, Reed finally figures out that it's the Skrulls that took Ben Grimm, since they're the only people that shapeshift that are their enemies. So now, Reed works on a way to find Ben. But will they find him in time? Will they be able to free him? We'll find out the next time, won't we? And I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.